YouTube, it's Ember Honey Raven, the big fat witch. Hey y'all, how are you doing? No, really, how are you doing? You good? You good? Okay. If you are new here, go ahead and click that subscribe and bell button notification so you'll get all the notifications every time I put up a video. If you've been here for a minute, how you doing, family? I missed you. I missed you. So you guys, we're all experiencing some stuff right now because there are things happening in the world. We're all dealing with it on one level or another. So I've been watching a lot of YouTube and trying to watch YouTube, and I've been really, I've been on Twitter. I've been looking around at, in all the different witchy communities. And I'm hearing a lot of people, and I'm going to raise my hand and say I'm one of them. I'm hearing a lot of people talk about how they're kind of bored. A lot of people are just not feeling their best. They're not happy. A lot of people are freaked out. They're kind of scared because they just really don't know how to deal with everything going on in the world. Some people are in their homes for several weeks now. Hello, I'm one of them. I was a lucky person, or unlucky, depending on how you look at it, but I had the flu for almost 3 weeks before all of this ever started. So I was actually in my home for 3 weeks before we got told we had to stay in our home for the last month. So I've been home for a minute, y'all. That's okay because I like my house and I love my wife, so it's okay. But I've been looking around and trying to figure out like ways to get inspired, because you can only clean house so often, and you can only eat so much and exercise so much and talk to friends, and sometimes you just look around and you're like, I need something. So I am going to create something that I'm going to call the Witchy Box Challenge, and I am inviting you to participate. So let me tell you how this happened, and then I'll give you the parameters. It's easy. I have always kind of made fun of people who enjoy adult coloring books. And when I say made fun of them, I don't mean in a mean way. I just mean like, go on with your coloring books, honey. If that's what makes you happy, you do you. I'm kind of the same way when it comes to like collecting certain things. Like I know people think it's funny that I collect certain things. So it never was mean-spirited, but it was always like, I don't understand adult coloring. I don't think I could sit still for that, blah, blah, blah. Well then, y'all, I got this serial killer coloring book. Now y'all know I love some true crime. I love to read about the psychology of people and why people choose to do really bad things. And I got this and I'm like, well, shoot, I guess I got to get some colored pencils now and, color a page. I didn't buy this just to look at it. So look, y'all, I've been coloring me a page. Eileen Warnos. But I got to thinking about it and I was like, wow, I actually feel like, I don't think this is something that I would do every day or even every week, but I've been enjoying it, because let's face it, things are a little bit stressful and sometimes you just need to like zone out and make some color somewhere. So I kind of started asking myself, well, why was I so like averse to it before? Why did I turn my nose up at adult coloring? And the answer is, I just thought, oh, well, that's childish. Well, you know what? No, it's actually not. When you look at the way that people manage their own stress, I was like, no, whatever you got to do to manage your stress, like that's nobody else's business. And I've actually learned a very valuable lesson through this about, whenever I turn my nose up at something, that's pretty much a call to action that I probably need to be looking at it or maybe trying it out. So that's where the Witchy Box Challenge comes in. We are going to think outside the box. So you know how some of us, and there have been videos all over YouTube about this, and we've had discussions about it. We've talked for years about kind of getting bogged down in our practice, not knowing what to do next, not knowing where to go next, having, no-fly zones when it comes to our spiritual practices. So we're going to do something different to like stretch our legs a little bit and to, entertain ourselves, maybe find new direction, because that's the purpose of this. Let's make the best of this time. I read something earlier about, when the world is kind of in flux, and y'all, let's just say it right now, it's a little crazy out there, okay? It's a little crazy. Every day, things are crazy. But I read back, way back before the Renaissance happened, there was some of this same kind of stuff. A lot of people sick, a lot of people not making it through that illness. And then when all that kind of moved past, the Renaissance happened. And I was reading a sociologist who wrote an article and talked about, the Renaissance happened because when all of that sickness and death was happening, people kind of, they were in their homes for months at a time too. people kind of figured out that life is really short and you should really make the most of it. And so when the Renaissance happened, it really was kind of like the human spirit was just blooming. Everybody was so happy to be alive and be past that point. They were like, you know what, I'm going to do everything that I said I wanted to do, or maybe everything I've never tried before. So let's do Witchy Box Challenge. What witchy box have you been stuck in? Is there something that you haven't tried or you've turned your nose up at? So I made a little list here. So the adult coloring book is a great example of something that, I have always been like, no, I don't really want to do that. That's not for me, blah, blah, blah. And then as soon as I tried it, I was like, okay, maybe that's a thing. And then I have all of a sudden this other coloring book, the infectious disease coloring book. This is a great example of, y'all, I'm not going to color seascapes or mandalas. That's not my thing. But if you can give me some serial killers and pustules, I'm all over it. Like, I'll color it all day long. So this is my charge to you. I want you to figure out what box you've been in, and then figure out a thing that you haven't tried because you've turned your nose up at it, and figure out a way to make it work for you. Figure out a way that you can try that thing and make it a little appetizing, and you can truly then say if you liked it or not. So here's a little list. I know there's also been a thing. So here's another example. If you have seen videos or been a person who has looked at people that do books of shadows and they put stickers and crayons, like I'm one of those two where I'm like, I don't really, If you've been a person that's been like, oh, I would never do that, I challenge you to try making a page for your book of shadows with stickers and glitter and crayons. You may think it's silly. You may end up hating it, but try it. I challenge you. Here's another one. What about, are you a person who said, ooh, I would never work with bodily fluids. That's gross. I challenge you. Do a spell with blood or urine or spit. Get outside your box. Here's another one. What about, and this is a personal example, what about those people who are like, ooh, I do not understand Christian witchery. I don't know anybody that would want to do that. Like, ooh, or maybe you feel that way about voodoo or even Wicca. Like, if you're a person who's been stuck inside your study box for a long time, I challenge you to get outside of that and study Christian witchery or Wicca or voodoo. I want you to study something that you don't understand and don't want to understand, or you think it's stupid. I challenge you. Go read a few pages on it. How about another one? How about you're a person who says, ooh, sex magic? I would never do that because of XYZ. I challenge you to go read a sex magic book or maybe try a sex magic spell. What about baneful magic? You think it's wrong. You think you would never do that. Maybe if it's against your ethics, you don't do a spell that's baneful, but maybe go read up on baneful magic. Go read up on it. Maybe go look at why people would want to do that and study up on it. Gain the knowledge. How about herbs that you've never worked with because you have some type of dilemma? Like, I know someone who refused forever to work with lavender. She was like, I'm not working with lavender. I think it's like, what are you going to do with that? I challenge you, get outside your box, get outside your comfort zone and go work with that. Another one would be, something that smells like asafoetida. A lot of people will not work with that because it smells like rotten eggs. I mean, it's sulfur. So this is my box tag. I want you to hashtag witchy box tag, and I want you to do something this week or next that you've never done before, that maybe you were like, no. And the challenge of this is just to do it. I'm not saying to do it and make yourself love it. I'm saying do it and then come back and tell us about it. If you made a Book of Shadows page and it was glittery and stickers and you colored it, and at the end of it you were like, yeah, I'm still not into this. Come back and make a video and tell us about it. Tell us about your process. Tell us how long you spent doing it, what you tried, and tell us why you didn't like it at the end. Or if you tried something new, you think coloring books are stupid and you went, y'all, there's a witchy coloring book out on Amazon. It's a Witchy Book of Shadows coloring book. I'll put a link down below. Go buy that and color some pages. Even if you think coloring is stupid, go buy that and color it, and then come back and tell us. This is the thing. We have so much time available to us right now. I know things are stressful, but we have a lot of time available to us that we could be using. Let's go explore some things that may help us grow. Or if we don't like those things, even if we're not technically growing from them, we can say, I tried it, I know I don't like it, and these are the reasons that I don't like it. Right? Let's get outside of our box while we have the time. And this will give us a bigger conversation as a community about why it is that we kind of wrinkle up at certain things. I am going to be trying some things. I have been reading up, but I'm going to be going deeper into Christian witchery, Christian witchcraft. I still, in my heart, I know that is not an area of practice that I'm ever going to feel that I'm going to be doing. But I am reading up on it because I'm seeing parallels in Christian witchery and other forms of spirituality and craft. So if nothing else from this challenge, we're going to gain knowledge about other things in the world, about other people in the world, and about ourselves. I challenge you, hashtag Witchy Box Challenge. Go try that thing and then come back and tell us about it. Make a video or come back here in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Tag, you're it. Love you, mean it. Until next time, huge blessings. Bye-bye.